To one target video, this is my second time, second take actually. One thing I'd rather dedicate my time with is just always put things in perspective. I know that there'll be a time when I will not be able to make videos. There'll be a time when I'll lose my mind completely. But before that, let me say the things that needs to be said because my psyops are so disturbing. At this point, I've heard a lot of testimonials about what they do to women. One thing they like to do is call this rape tactics to torture this woman. They torture them and do other things to target individuals. You guys, as some of you are women, you know what's happening to you, and you know sexual torture is what they've done to you. And I know this is happening, but with me, they try to bring up anything because my psyops are trying to say, "Oh, we're doing this for that. You are this people. You did that. You done this." I was like, "What?" They're bringing up a moment right now, and this is the thing. I can never let them escape. While I'm dying, I'd rather say these things. They were bringing up a moment when I was in college. I remember me and my friend went to a bar somewhere in college. This girl came back home, and there was some sexual thing happening. This young woman, who I was a young man at the time too, was very sexually driven. Too much so that even me and my friend couldn't even take care of business, and she even like go to my roommate's room to try. But this is college, okay? Things get like that. It's in college. You're supposed to do these kind of things as a college person. You're supposed to live this kind of moments, right? And in my mind, they try to say, "Oh, but how drunk was she?" Was like, "This is college. What do you think?" When in that state of mind, like in college, you want to party, you want to have fun, and she's not even from the same college. She came out of another college, so you understand. She wanted to, right? She had a mission of doing something and whatever. Now, they try to create this different version, and by the way, she was mad to leave the place. And so she was kind of like, she wanted to stick around, but we were like, my friend's like, I'd rather, I'm like, okay, whatever. But, by the way, my friend became a perp, right? Obviously, and he told me like, yeah, I remember I called her, and and I said, hey, what's up? She just didn't want to talk, like she was just like, it was a one night thing basically, right? And so it was like, okay, well that's that. And this was crazy. Right now, it's like, oh, she was mad. No, she just like, look, she it was something. She came in and whatever, and obviously she wanted to enjoy herself and never deal with it. It was just a one night thing, which is understandable. But they're like, oh, but was she in the States? It's like, whatever. I'm talking to people who are torturing children all around the world. They're torturing women. What you're seeing around is specifically addressing the sexual torture they've done to women. Can you imagine people like them try to talk to you? It's like, oh, our torture, we're different. They try to make it seem like, oh, we're this feminist progressive group of women who are protecting this is what they're part of. They have been raping and torturing women, pushing them to suicide, and they want me to somehow erase a reality that they do this thing to women in this terrible ways. And there's one thing I cannot stand. Is when they try to block out this reality. Can you block out this? Listen to what's happening. Try to imagine that you're involved in this program that does these things to this woman, and try to block it out. TI Day 2021, you see this person, this black person in the mask, it's me talking. Because I'm saying this is impacting men, women, and children all around the world. You see the next person coming, it's a woman. Then you see a bunch of women destroyed. Some of them look like that close from suicide. Being fried up, raped, and tormented. And these people are trying, but in college, this person they use rape systematically as a tool of tormenting and torturing. There are serial rapists. They use this, even serial rapists is not the right word. They are technical or corporate rapists, meaning that it's not just like, it's done as a tool, it's a weapon, just like pedophilia. They use this to break people down. I'd rather get raped. They tell me you're gonna get raped. Do you know the testimony of the woman who says, every day of my life I'm being raped by these people using this technology? And they tell me I'd rather get raped. I know they're gonna try to create, I'd rather get my butt raped, like they like to say, than having to do what they do. But the audacity to try to play this feminist, like when you hear these things that they do to women, you have no shame? Like, have you no shame when you think I'm gonna look at you as a woman? This woman literally say, what kind of woman does that? This trash. This woman not only do this and they try to play feminist. And then try to be like, we're different. No, you're not. This is the program, this human experimentation that this man is talking about. I don't care if I get knocked out, stabbed, or tortured. It's not going to stop the fact that you guys torture women around the world. Stop trying to disorient me using your scripts, because what you do to women is nasty. Frauds and false human shit. To be involved in these nasty things and try to talk about in college, what? There's a lot of women being tortured. Most of them are defenseless women who can do nothing. They torture the body in different ways. Of course, sexual torture. Targeting the rectum, targeting the genitals, burning them. And they're like, oh, you raped her. What? What do you guys do to women, by the way? Trash are raping them till they kill themselves. Can you imagine people in the program that push people to kill themselves using rapes? And this person's like, oh, it should be like, oh, and how it should be for the people who do these things to women, like yourself. What it should be for the people involved in the program that does this to women? What should happen to them? What should happen for the people involved in the program that push this woman to kill themselves? What should happen? They do these nasty things to people. It should be. For all these people who are involved in the program that does these horrible things to women, what should happen? They block out this reality. What should happen to people who could do these horrible things and try to play the feminists? Rallying them, torturing them. Oh, it's too bad. Sad story. That's what they say. Traumatized individuals are people that try to block out what they part up and try to find ways to vilify me. I can never let them. I could not let them go into fantasy world where somehow they're avenging, they're protecting, when they're in a program that is doing these terrible things to women. If this one woman that I have harmed or done horrible things comes forward and say, this man have done these things to me, then but these people involved in a program that does these nasty things to women and children and call it being daring, that are frying them till they kill themselves, these low-life coward shits should kill themselves for being involved in a program that have taken so many lives of women. Suicide. Cowards, speaking from V2K, using script to counter reality. I'd rather die. I'd rather suffocate. These people call themselves winners. Target individuals, stay strong, because these trash are going to try to create a facade that is falsified.
Since 2012, and right now I'm a full-time mom.
I live in New York City, and I am a victim of organized stalking, electronic harassment, microwave torture, V2K abuse, and I'm asking you to help us end this crime against humanity, which has impacted men, women, children all around the world.
Hi, I'm Wan from Malaysia. My family are targeted individuals. We are victims of cyber torture, and I will not give up. I will fight to the end.
They stalk They use weapons on me. In the morning, I can barely even walk. I hope this can stop. It's been going on way too long.
Hello, my name is Ian Frisbee.
Long road. But today I'm going to talk about this day, which is today, August 29th, 2020. And if you can see it, that's the reason I'm here with the rest of a lot of other victims, TIs, trying to get help.
Good afternoon. It's August the 29th. It's Targeted Individual Day, August 29th, 2020. I'm a targeted individual. I'm a victim. I'm not a criminal, but a victim. I'd like to bring to your attention, whoever is viewing this, to the gang stalking, the contract stalking, the multi-person stalking. Stalking is against the law. As a targeted individual, I have to put up with harassment, sexual harassment, which all leads to intimidation. On those 3 counts, anyone involved in the gang stalking, contract stalking, you're breaking the law. I'd like to also bring attention to the electronic surveillance weaponry that we all put under.
Hiding in the dark. Count your blessings and pray that you'll never have a story to record.
My name is Allison. I live in New Hampshire, and I just wanted to say thank you for everything that everyone is doing today for Targeted Individual Day.
Hello, America. My name is Ronell Jackson, and
I'm speaking to you on International Targeted Individual Day. I live in the U.S., in Illinois, and am a victim of organized
We need
stalking,
this to stop.
electronic
That's it.
harassment, microwave torture.
I've been targeted for 9 years, and I hope it'll stop.
And all of this under the roof of my home, and B2K Voice to Skull 365 24/7.
Please become more aware of this crime and those that the crime is being committed against. We need your support and help in ending this crime.
Hello, my name is Wendy Brown. I'm a targeted individual who is living in New Zealand, but my targeting began in California. I'm an American citizen, and the targeting continues in New Zealand. I'm making this video in remembrance of Targeted Individual Day, our 3rd annual Targeted Individual Day. And I'm asking that every honest-hearted human being open their eyes to a crime.
My name is Jeanette. I am 56 years old and I live in Baltimore, Maryland. I am a victim of covert electronic harassment and torture. I am a targeted individual.
Hello, folks.
Fun stuff.
私は日本の DI です。私は非行盗聴、マイクロ波拷問、V2K 虐待の被害者です。何年も毎日四六時中監視虐待をされ続けている生活を送っています。今日も額に火傷を負いました。サイバー拷問です。国連で調査されているサイバー拷問の禁止が一日も早くされることを強く望みます。
My name is Michael. I'm a targeted.
Can't live in my house. My neighbors are shooting direct energy weapons through my house. I hold my heart like this. You know why? Because it hurts. I need help. I need you guys to come get me. Come get me. Oh, Lord, because I think I'm dying.
Targeting. I believe to protect Miss McDavid's reputation, a phone call was made. To whom and why they did this to me, I truly just speculate. Gang stalking and harassment was used to implement this non-consensual biotechnology application that is being used on me. I now experience involuntary limb movements. I receive stingings. I get pains to my head, to my abdomen, to my vaginal area, and to my anal area. I am receiving from a language that I read concerning this technology. It is called Medusa, developed by the Navy, is being used on me. I get burning on my lower legs and my ankles. I get ringing in my ears that's pitched. It's like they pitch it. I get pulsing sensations in my body. I get an electrical current, an electrical sensation that goes up and down through my body and can be isolated to different parts of my body. I get severe tingling on the soles of my feet. I'm almost done. It's almost like being electrocuted, and the first time I experienced this was walking into a bank. I get buzzing sensations on the soles of my feet and individual toes. I also get facial manipulations, just to name a few of the things that happen to me. I feel as though I am being roboticized. These are very strange occurrences.
Having received hundreds of letters from victims of electronic assault during his administration. I decided to return to rocking, swaying, jolting, vibrating, and shaking of my entire body or various body parts, specifically in a sexual way. The severe vibration is a highly noxious stimuli and is very intolerable. They sometimes do pulses or throbbing sensations on the genitals too, etc. There are also body movements such as rocking my pelvic area back and forth, repeated rubbing sensations, the sensation of something going up my crotch and in and out, etc. They also often force vaginal discharges and zap my genitals at the same time. These sexual assaults are present throughout the day, every day, and anytime I am awakened at night, every night. They range from mild to extreme, but usually involve daily and nightly continuous assaults for the past 3 years now. When severe, the zaps to the genitals feel as though someone is electrocuting my genitals repeatedly. I also often see highly disturbing pornographic images and videos, including highly disturbing pedophilia type of images and videos when I close my eyes. Someone does naturally physiologically, to extreme forms of torture and at very extreme levels and on a regular, repeated, and continuous fashion over a very long period of time. I am also a certified health coach, and I have done everything I can to ensure my continued good health, including trying to go for a walk as often as possible, which has become the only form of exercise I have been able to do since 2015. And even that, I'm not able to do as much as I'd like due to the exhaustion every day, as well as the sexual assaults that make it difficult to walk at times. For the past 3 years, it has been all about survival, literally, just trying to keep myself alive to get me to the day when I can be free from this torture. Every day has been a miracle of survival. I also experience what is referred to as malodorance. This is the alteration of the smell sensation so that I am often made to smell various things, including smoke, burning, dirty diaper, or baby powder, which they sometimes combine with the pedophilia type of torture, including the threat of planted dreams and videos in my closed eyes. Specific foods or things like flowers, etc. Feces, urine, and also they often do the smell of sex. They have also manipulated my computer and other electronics in various ways so that I know they are able to manipulate anything electronic. They have even locked me out of my office building that uses an electronic key. It is often very difficult and an immense battle just to even sit on the toilet to go to the bathroom. Not only because of the bowel and bladder manipulation, but also because of the frequent severe sexual assaults on the genitals, my butt and anus, shaking, vibrating, and rocking my body back and forth, and forced eyeball movements, and phantom touch sensations doing
the one that kind of like goes over that you can't sexually assaulted in all the worst ways possible. 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, bleeding out of every hole, the full technology spectrum or even interest, and all I wanted to do was leave. So I was at a hotel on a relatively high floor, and they had all of a sudden, I had been there like 4 or 5 days, and the night before I was attacked really bad. I noticed a maintenance man about 10 or 11 o'clock at night messing with all of the lights up and down the hallway. And as I'm sorry, I get kind of upset when I think about this because it's really messed up. And my spidey sense went off, and I was really kind of nervous about like what the hell he was doing out there because he was kind of a sinister, he was real creepy kind of person. So the next night, I believe it was a Friday night, I went to bed. I had all of the doors, all the locks on the door, even the one that kind of like goes over that you can't open from the outside. I had everything locked up. Figured I was safe. I went to bed maybe about 1 o'clock in the morning. I woke up about 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, bleeding out of every hole, sick. Someone was in my room, or had been in my room. Food was missing. My dogs were traumatized. I had been obviously sexually assaulted in all the worst ways possible. I got up, first thing I did was vomit. And all I wanted to do was I was just in shock. There was a do not disturb sign on my door, and I didn't do this. And there was lotion all over my bathroom floor. All I wanted to do was just get on a plane and get the hell away from everybody. And I was, very, very sick and in a lot of pain. I had already been denied a rape kit when I owned my house, and woke up, and my hair had obviously been pulled out, and there were earplugs in my bed. And I felt like someone had done something. I went to Palos Community Hospital under the directions of a non-compromised police officer who told me that if anything happened, to go right to the hospital. So I did. And I had a compromised doctor who treated me like a third-rate citizen and said she would give me an STD test and a drug test. But she refused me a rape kit. And so I had already been kind of traumatized with hospitals anyway, and honestly just wanted to leave. So I stayed in my room until about checkout, and then when I was downstairs waiting for my cab to come to take me to the airport, because I just was going to get on a plane, I had $10,000 in my pocket and just wanted to leave. There was a young man who
a fat bitch, retarded bitch. On one occasion, I was told I was going to be shot in the face, and it was an older guy. He was like really, really disgruntled and pissed off. Yeah, she's going to get shot in the face. Sound like an angry ass old person. Then a couple of days later, a female said the same thing. Don't get shot in the face. Stupid shit like that. But what I really noticed is with the Voice of Skull, it's a bunch of females. And I'm like, bro, really? You're not a woman. What real woman would stalk another female or sit back and allow that to go on? You really think they
to adopt a resolution in support of the space for next
Can I ask a question? Could you be more specific in terms of how you feel that you've been in justice?
You mean as far as the Justice Department feeling me?
Well, in terms of your being a victim.
You mean what I'm feeling?
Yeah, explain a little bit to me how you perceive yourself as being.
I have actual photographs of burns on my body. When I went to my doctor, the response was, how do I know you didn't do that to yourself? How do you even address that? I've passed 2 psychological evaluations, not 1 but 2. The one physician said, you're mentally sound as a bell. He said, I don't have any idea what's going on with you. When I go to sleep, when I go to try to sleep, I feel like I'm being lit up like a Christmas tree. I feel every cell in my body just bouncing out of my body. I can't even describe it. I get electric shock of my rectum. I get electric shock up my nose. I've woken up with burns on the end of my tongue. I've had burns on the palms of both of my hands. I vibrate. I can barely hold a piece of paper without quivering. Does that answer your question?
I'm trying to find what's the source of the...
The source are these exotic weapons. They talk about, in 2977, they talk about the space weapons, space-based weapons. Basically, in that document, it talks about exotic weapons. That's what we're talking about. And the fact of the matter is, they did complete that global surveillance network. My cousin worked for the Defense Department. She worked on the global mapping of that system. And when I told her what I was going through, all she could say was, you're on your own. Well, I've figured that out. If you would please, I urge you to pass this. I realize you can't enforce it, but if you would pass it, it might give other communities the courage to do the same thing and show our Defense Department we are not the enemy. We are not to be attacked. We are not terrorists. Most of us are defenseless women.
Okay, thank you.